Good afternoon. This is Steve Maley with RedState.com. We're here today speaking with Jeff Landry, a candidate for Congress in the 3rd Congressional District of Louisiana. Good afternoon, Jeff.
Good afternoon, Steve.
Why don't you tell the folks about the 3rd District, where it's situated, and what you see as the economic issues?
Well, the 3rd Congressional District is the southeasternmost district of Louisiana. It starts on the eastern side of Lafayette and works its way all the way down below New Orleans, and then connects up to the river right on the eastern side of Baton Rouge, and meanders and follows that river all the way down to New Orleans. The economic engines of that particular district are agriculture, recreational and commercial fishing, tourism, and the oil and gas industry.
Okay, and of course it's hard hit right now by the BP spill. Can you sum up where you see that situation right now, and where are we moving forward?
Oh, you know, Steve, it's such a calamity of unimaginable proportions, both the accident that's out there in the Gulf and the moratorium being imposed by the president and his administration. It amazes me when we have a calamity or an accident that requires people to come together and leadership skills to be put out in the forefront, that instead of doing so, instead of rallying people together, we seem to try to take advantage of that particular crisis. You know, as I explained earlier, the economic engines of this district are such that the spill has taken 2 of the 4 legs of the economy out, that being tourism and recreational and commercial fishing. The moratorium takes out the oil and gas industry, and it's not only the moratorium that's having a negative effect on our economy, but the fact that MMS drags its feet on shelf permits is having a chilling effect on shelf activity as well. It certainly is. It's disturbing. It's disturbing to see an administration that essentially has spent the last 10 months claiming to pass bill after bill, which raises the deficit and supposedly creates jobs, only to kill tens of thousands of jobs with the stroke of a pen.
Well, now, I know you're a lawyer. Have you had a chance to review yesterday's judgment concerning the moratorium, and is that judgment going to stick, or where are we going forward?
Well, you know, it certainly was a breath of fresh air for South Louisiana and for people who were worried about their jobs. I think the judge came to the right conclusion. You know, we have several manufacturers of vehicles in this country and people who sell cars. Toyota made a bad accelerator. We didn't shut down the entire automobile industry. And in the judge's ruling, he mentions that just because one plane may be defective doesn't mean that you ground the entire fleet. It certainly is a breath of fresh air. We'll see how it goes to the 5th Circuit, which I believe is a good, sensible, conservative circuit, and maybe we'll get some people back to work.
How about your tell us a little bit about who Jeff Landry is, your family background, a little bit of your history.
Steve, I was born and raised right here in this district. I come from a small town in St. Martin Parish. I grew up in the sugarcane fields, went to school at USL in Lafayette, started a business in 1995 with a friend of mine. We sold that business later on, then went back and reinvested in the best thing I knew, which was myself, and got a law degree. You know, this district is important to me. The people here are resilient. We have been here for hundreds of years, overcome both economic and you could say natural disasters time and time again. We need the prayers of this country. We need the country to understand what it takes to make Louisiana a viable and productive state, and what we provide to the nation, which is energy.
And your primary date is when?
Our primary date is August 28th. I certainly encourage everyone within that district to go out and vote on that date. 2010 is going to be hopefully a turning point in this country. I mean, we are fighting for the very soul of this country. Before this all spill, we had a healthcare calamity. We still have a deficit calamity. So I encourage everyone to get involved in the process.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. Thanks for spending the time with us.
Thank you, Steve.